brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my good people. Good morning, all you trade geniuses out there. Welcome to Trade Genius Live. I am Trend Genius, your host, and we are, man, in here on a Monday morning. How y'all feeling out there, man? Let me know in the chat how y'all feeling. The first zoo, morning. Double M, good morning. LaFrance, good morning. J Royal, top of the morning. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling. I want to know. Let me know how y'all feeling. It's important for me to know that. How y'all feeling out there this morning? Let me know. One word me in the chat. Good, ecstatic, excited, not good. How y'all feeling? Doing good. That's what's up. Good morning, Twyla. Good morning. Double M said he's doing good. The first zoo, good. That's what's up. Yeah, y'all let me know. How are y'all feeling? Awesome and ready to go without prejudice. That's what's up. I'm feeling good, bro. Thanks for asking. I'm feeling good. I don't know. I felt like I didn't get enough. Not that I didn't get enough rest. I went to bed. I went to bed on time, but my foot was waking up angry. Yeah, double M. You asked me right on time. Yeah, my foot was waking up angry, man. I don't know what was going on last night. And like I told y'all, I don't take narcotics, so I just deal with the pain. But um, it ain't nothing crazy. Just woke up angry. You know, when I wake up angry, it wake me up. But other than that, no complaints. Everything's good. You know what I'm saying? It's just part of it. But I can definitely say the pain is definitely starting to subside. You know what I mean? When it's waking up angry, it's not, excuse me, as angry as it was initially. So, but we getting better. Absolutely. Got that second post-op on Wednesday, and we're getting some X-rays then. So we'll see what's going on. So that's what's up, man. I was trying to give a little bit of more time for some folks to jump in. Where we at? We have about 11 minutes, 11 and a half minutes before market open. We got this working this new camera today. Boy, if only y'all could just see, man, we done been through. My team will tell you, we done been through three or four cameras, 3 different lenses. But hey, we gonna keep chopping on this tree till it fall. You know what I mean? But we finally got the right camera. I'm consistent following you. You are the real deal. I'm going to buy a funded account today or tomorrow. That's what's up. Cosda Gregory, that's what's up, man. Appreciate that, brother. I'm glad you're here. I'm consistently here for you too, bro. It's definitely, relationships are 2 ways, right? I'm here for you as well, my man. For real, brother. I appreciate that, man. Look, when I started this, it was basically just to, you know what I'm saying, to, like I said, build everyone's trading psychology and get you ready. So when we show up on the charts, we milking them. And if you're gonna buy an account too, Cosda Gregory, I got you can just either scan the barcode right there, or you can just use the code that's going through on my information on the bottom of my screen, the Trade Genius TEF. You can use that and grab one too, bro, to save you some change. What we got? Blowing cameras now, not accounts. For real, bro. Yes. Hey, Serena, I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, seriously, without prejudice. Morbid Drifter. Good morning, brother. Um, yeah, man. Bro, we was going through. I mean, we had good cameras. Like, I was spending some money on some good cameras. I wasn't buying nothing cheap. It's just the lenses weren't the proper lenses, as well as what I had to understand is some of the cameras I were buying, they're great for photography if you're going to be doing editing after that. And remember, we ain't doing no editing, so we needed something that's going to be showing good right out the right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? With no editing, no nothing. So we went through a couple Sonys and we went through a Canon and we ended up on a Sony. We had the Sony was the right thing. We just had the wrong lens. So, but we bounced back and forth between that. But we should be in there. Jed War, yo. All right, y'all. Let's jump in a little bit of news. Let's get there. Hope y'all ready to show up on the charts today. We had some crazy price action last night. We're gonna talk about that. Let's go ahead and jump in on some news. Monday the 9th today. Pretty much nothing. All yellow folder. The only thing is right here, 1:35 p.m. Of course, this is Pacific Standard Time. So let me refresh this. It's Pacific Standard Time. So with that said, this wasn't on here this morning when I sat down, and when I refreshed my when I refreshed my screen earlier about 20 minutes ago, this was right here, this orange folder, President Trump speaks. I'm assuming it's about the war. So at this time, no one should be trading at this time. If you are trading around this time, 1:35, this is 1:35 Pacific, so that would be 4:35 Eastern. Oh, the market, the market would just about be closing, but you shouldn't be messing around at this time. So, but just be mindful of that. He's on. Other than that, today we have nothing going on, so we are pretty good. So, yeah. So let's jump to the charts. Justice, what's up? Let's run it up. Absolutely. So, as y'all can see, market opened, right? Y'all know we at war. We're dealing with a lot of news and stuff going on right now. So look at how that thing just gapped down. I'm talking about gap down pretty big. So when the market opened, it gapped down, made this huge gap right here. And I mean, that candle's crazy right there. That's on the 5. I'll jump to the 1 minute. And let's kind of screw that up a little bit. But yeah, you can see that. Look how huge that gap is. Huge. So what I will end up doing is, I didn't get a chance to do it, but usually when we have big gaps like this, what I like to do is I like to draw a nice little, actually, you know what? I'll just do it now in front of y'all so y'all can see me do it. So you can add it on your chart too, and I'll explain to you why. All right, so let's open this up a little bit so we can get a good view of this candle. All right, so the low here is 24,658.25. All right, so I'm gonna take my little tool right here, and I'm gonna do this. What I said it was. Low is 658.25. All right, so which is right about. Let me do this over because I want to get it right on point. So right about there. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take that all the way across. And let's close that in. Bam. All right, then we'll move this over. Why I like to do this is because, like I said, if you understand the characteristics of NQ, NQ will definitely gonna fill this gap. Now, there's times where it'll fill the gap immediately. Sometimes it'll take, I don't know, like sometimes I've seen where it's taken like 2 weeks to fill the gap. So it takes some time. Why that is, 5 minutes. Why that is, I just don't know. But it definitely will fill that gap. All right, cool. I'm just checking something here. Let's reset my chart view. There we go. that off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just move this a little over some more just to cover for today. And then what I'll end up doing is, just to make it easy, let's just do this. Let's go settings. Let's go style. We're going to extend it all the way to the right. So boom, it's there. And okay. So it's there. So what I like to do is anytime we have gaps like this, especially open gaps, especially like at the beginning of the week, I like to put a little, a little box right there, because it just keeps, gives me another confluence. It gives me another, how would I say, another visual on my chart to understand where price is possibly going to move to. Because I do know, based on the characteristics, that NQ loves to, and well, not loves, but NQ is going to eventually fill this gap. So I just like to keep an account on it. When it's going to fill it, we don't know. Like I said, sometimes it does it immediately. Sometimes it does it the next day. There's times where it's taken even 2 weeks. So I just like it there just to check it out. Kick Rocks, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tapping in. All right. So crazy gap down. As you can see, also created a huge fair value gap, which price is going to possibly end up filling that too. So all of that is it's funny how the week opening gap and that fair value gap pretty much align exactly with each other. So, and then we have another one here, which is crazy. Another gap that formed here as well. But hey, that one down here has pretty much been filled, and prices hit this reversal zone and started reversing. This was what? Right before Asia. Excuse me, during Asia, because Asia for me is 5 to 9. So yep, so during Asia, price reversed, started going up, and it's continually remaining bullish at the moment. So with that said, when I saw this last night, I was like, okay, I know this is news manipulation because of everything that's going on. And we're also below the 8% line. So I couldn't see price going too much further, but it dipped down pretty deep. I mean, where'd it go? So let's see here. We'll just say, we'll call it 24,665. And then down here, we're at, like, you could say 2,400. So about 600 points, 665 points dip. Pretty substantial. That's what? It's over 24, it's almost 3,000 ticks. About 2,600 ticks, somewhere around there, roughly. I ain't doing the math. I'm just guesstimating. But yeah, that's a pretty deep drop. It's pretty much made just about most of it back. As you can see, this is will be our London high right now, and it's just about right at the top of this candle right here. So we just about pretty much got all of it back. We're back up to about, what's that, 24,493, 24,665. So we're a little bit less than 200 points, which is not bad. We pretty much made it back. Let's see here. We have market open in about a minute and a half. So we'll see. We'll see what price is going to do. I'm looking at it to be bullish, but also too, I know the characteristics of the NQ. NQ, once we hit New York session loves to take back the overnight liquidity, and sell side liquidity would be here, right here at this Asia low. So even though my bias would be to see some bullish price action, price can still dip back down and take this liquidity. So we're going to see. We're going to see. But if I need to sit on my hands, I will. It's no problem. I don't have to trade every day, as we talked about. And, we just going to see what it does. We definitely going to see what price is going to do. Market open in about less than 30 seconds. Grand Rising, what's up, my brother? Thanks for tapping in. Glad to see you. Hope you had a great weekend. What y'all looking at? Let me know what y'all looking at. Anybody looking at anything? Let me know. I would like to know what y'all looking at. All right, market is open. Let's see what we get here. We got a daily level right here, which is one of the reasons why I was looking for price to be bullish. Like I said, but also too, I know that NQ loves to take overnight liquidity. I know this is pretty far from here to here, but still, still NQ can reach it if it want to. But let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. We got market structure shift because price broke this previous swing high. So we got market structure shift. So we're going to see. Longs to the daily, that's what you're seeing. Okay, Serena, that's fair. That's fair. Are we going to talk about the 8% line? Yeah, we can. We can go. You know what? I got you, Double M. I got you. Because I'm going to be talking about these books and stuff today. We might not get it in, but I got you. I got you. I got you. All right. Oh, you know, that's on the 5. Let me jump down to the 1 minute. All right. So if this gap can hold, this fair value gap, I might put an entry in for a long to this daily. So let's see. Oh, you're welcome, brother. No problem. Let's see what we got. So as you can see, price already pretty much took that. Did it take it? Yeah, you can see the open candle already took, what's this? London high. So that's swept already. I mean, we still, like I said, we still have this Asia low all the way down here. So, and if y'all notice, I like to be on the, oh, there we go. So we got a gap. Let me see. I'm going to put my entry order in right here. And we're going to go for, yes. So let's see if price will tap us in. Stop loss would be here. Order submitted. So let's see if price will tap us in and take us up here to this daily level. We'll see what we got. We'll see what we got. Not too much volume today. Open this up for y'all. There we go. So now we can see it a lot better. So we'll see. Price taps me in. My stop loss would be, it would be here. All right. So price tapped us in. Order fell. Let's go and put my stop loss. And that'll be here. Let's see what we get. Order submitted. As y'all know, I trade micros, so I'm in on 5 micros. That's not 5 minis. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. 5 micros. Let me see here. Based on structure, this would be an actual stop, it would be a better stop loss, but also too, it's higher risk. So I'm going to leave my stop loss right there. Actually, just right there. All right, cool. And this will be my take profit here, right at this daily. So we'll put our sell limit there. And let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Order submitted. Are y'all in it? Are you guys in anything? Anybody in longs? Hope you're in, well, I shouldn't say that, but you're in longs. I was gonna say hope you're not in shorts. I shouldn't say that. Based on your strategy might tell you shorts, but based on mine, I'm looking at longs. And yeah. So we'll see. We will see. See what we get here. What y'all in? Y'all in anything? What y'all going? Y'all long? Let me know in the chat. Y'all long? Or is anyone in anything? In longs on micros at 24,486. Gotcha. Your TP is 24,600. Gotcha. Gotcha. I like it. That's a nice play. Without prejudice, NQ longs. Gotcha. Gotcha. HSS looking for longs as well. For any good setups, Mondays seem to be weird for trading NQ. MNQ, excuse me. Enter that 24.45, 75 at the break of the recent swing high. Okay, right here. Gotcha. You got in here. Gotcha. 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 Nice. I like what I'm seeing. I like what y'all showing me. That's what's up. Barbosa the Great. Thanks for tapping in. Not yet. Not yet. Not in on anything. Gotcha. Cool. Well, we all in. We got our TP. We have our stop loss set. So we good to go. How do you determine to go long or short when entering a trade? It's based on my strategy. At Mike, it's based on my strategy. I have a strategy where I target these daily levels. And if I get the setup, I take it. That setup would be, yeah, I'm using, yeah, absolutely. Justice, yes. I'm using a few different accounts. I copy trade. So I got a few different accounts going on. So, yeah. Let's see here. Got the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah, I got a few different accounts that I trade. So let's see here. Okay, I'm 1 minute, wrong time frame, and then we're gonna go here. That would be all right. I had to set that as well. All right. Yeah. Going back to what I was saying, Justice. Yeah, I'm in on multiple different prop firms because I copy trade. So I have a copy trader where I can put every prop firm live account in my copy trader, and I can choose the ones that I want to copy. I can copy all of them. I can copy some. So yeah. Yep. So let's see what we get here. Okay, I was looking for this ticker but couldn't find it on TEF. Yeah, my TEF is TEF is different because TEF is on its own dashboard. So you have to click God, what is that? Is it sources? Because I'm not looking. I have it up on my other chart. I believe it's sort. You got to click. What is that? Let me see here. Through trading. Oh, you're on right. So you're on the dashboard. 1 second. Let me plug in my. All right, just had to plug in my laptop. Yeah, you're on the dashboard and you're in the dashboard and you're on the trading view chart. Exactly. So to change the ticker, you just want to just go to MNQ. So go to MNQ, and then it should be MNQH for the contract month. H is the contract month. So let me see here. You know what? I might be using the wrong. Am I using the wrong stop loss? Let me double check this. Structure here. It would be this one, but it would raise my risk. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to widen it. Yeah, I'm not going to widen it, but look like it might be coming for us. So if it does, it does. Hey, nothing we can do about that. Remember, we can only control what we do before we enter a trade. So right now we're down about 800. Even taking a loss, my accounts are still safe. That's the good thing. So, yep. Oh, there's a fair value gap right there that price just tapped into. But I really truly believe, well, I'm not going to say believe, but I know that price loves to take this, loves to go back and pick up that liquidity from overnight. So I went into the trade knowing that, and that possibly could happen. So it looks like price hit this fair value gap right here, wicked into it. I don't even think it hit CE. Oh, it hit CE now on it. Let's see. Yep, and took me out. All good. No worries. Look at that. Took me out, then goes back up. It's all good. All right, we ain't gonna worry about it. It's a business expense, right, y'all? That's how we look at it. It's a business expense. I could have had my stop loss here, but that would have made my risk a little bit too much. So with that said, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes in trading. No big deal. We stay cool, we stay calm, we stay collected, and that's that. And we live to trade another day. My accounts are safe. I ain't worrying about it, and yeah, no big deal. So, as far as for me, y'all know I'm one and done. So, do this, do that. I'm logged out. Done for the day. Take my business expense, pay my bills, and move on. No problem. All right, so let's jump to the question of the day. And question of the day is, let's get there. So this one I always, like to put some good thought into these questions of the days, just so to make sure that, we peak our psychology, right? These questions are, I'm not really asking you, I'm asking us, right? We're asking ourselves, right? These questions. So question of the day today is, are you emotionally neutral right now? Let's think about that. Are you emotionally neutral right now? Are you emotionally neutral right now? So let's talk about that, because that's very important, right? We're not supposed to be trading with any emotions. Let's talk about that. So knowing when you come to the charts, knowing if you're emotionally neutral, what that does is that gives you self-awareness, right? It lets you know the state of how you're feeling, what's going on, those type of things, right? So there's some signs that can tell you or let you know that possibly you may not be emotionally neutral. Tight chest, you rushing entries, hands clammy, you a little sweaty, you know what I'm saying? You moving your stop loss, that's emotional, right? Those are all emotional things. Those are ways that you can tell. Your losses change your state, it changes your attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say change your state, like how I just took the loss, if I would have been like, man, dang, and been like, nah, no emotions. You know what I'm saying? Whether we're profitable or not, or non-profitable, it's no emotions. You know what I mean? Poker face, everything. That's how it works in this game, because we got to keep emotions out of the equation. We never want to trade with emotions. We never want to even be dealing with emotions. So understanding your self-awareness and how you're feeling can kind of help you curve that. If you sat down and you're feeling a little, you're feeling like you're not in a neutral state, it might be good to get up, take a walk, take some deep breaths. You know what I'm saying? Because, losses can change your state, right? It can change your state can change your emotional state, and wins can do that as well. Because wins can create, or profitable trades can create overconfidence. So that's an emotional state as well. So we want to make sure that we table both of those. If we're non-profitable in a trade, no big deal. As long as we did what? We saw our setup, we took our setup, we placed our proper entry according to our setup. We set our stop loss, we put our take profit where it's supposed to be. As long as we did those things, we exercised everything that we were supposed to do. Your stop loss placement is going to be what? Risk management and discipline, right? Now, like I stated before, I could have moved it down to the other swing low, but that's not where it was supposed to. That it was a little bit wider, but that's really not where it's supposed to be. It should have been right where it was, even though that one was a little bit lower, but it would also widen my risk, right? Which is not good. So, and then let's say this trade was profitable. You're not supposed to be like, yeah, we did that. Like, no, keep your emotions at bay. You know what I mean? Because being emotional when you're, how would I say, when you have a profitable trade can lead to you being emotional when you have a non-profitable one. So the idea is to don't show no emotions on either side. That's the whole objective. That's the whole entire objective, is to work on not having any emotions. That's where you want to be. That's the place to be in. And then after a profitable trade or non-profitable trade, what you can do is you can assess your emotional state. Like right now, no big deal. My emotional state right now is like it was when I sat down. It's the same. Of course, you want to have a profitable trade. No one wants to have a non-profitable trade. Of course, you don't sit down going into the market thinking, like, I may lose this trade, or nah. You just sit down, you follow your rules, you follow your the setup for your strategy, and then you let it rock after that. And whatever happens, happens. Like I said, today we pay some bills. You ain't gonna pay bills every day. I can promise you that. There's gonna be days where the business gonna make some money. It's gonna generate some revenue. No problem. Now, on that trade that I took, there's something I could have did a little bit different. I could have possibly sized down and went to 3 micros, but I was comfortable with my risk. I was comfortable with 1,000. No big deal. It was actually $1,119. No harm, no foul. It is what it is. No big deal. So, now I want to ask y'all, once you in a trade, if your trade goes profitable or goes non-profitable, you always, like I said, you want to assess your emotional state, right? And then when you get to the point to where those profitable or non-profitable trades don't affect you either way, that's the emotions that you want to model. But remember that when you notice, like, hey, I this trade was profitable, I wasn't dancing around, going, fist pumping, or this trade was non-profitable, I wasn't angry, I wasn't upset. Excuse me. When you get to that, that is the emotion that you want to model throughout your entire trading journey. Like, that's how you want to be. Poker face. I just say poker face. Stay stoic. You know what I'm saying? Where there's no emotions on either side. You ain't super high on a win, and you ain't super low on a loss. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. You just staying neutral. So I want to ask y'all in the chat, let me know. Assessing your emotional state today. One word: pressure or clarity? What do you have? Let me know in the chat. Pressure or clarity? Let me know in the chat. Assessing your emotional state. Feeling pressure or clarity? One word. Just let me know, y'all. Pressure or clarity? Matthew, how do you consistently get in that zone? It takes practice. I definitely would say it takes practice. Clarity. That's what's up, J-Ro. Double M. It takes practice. I know some things that help too is like meditating. There's a lot of traders I know meditating. Serena Clarity. That's what's up. Like meditation in the morning. That's one of the reasons why I like to work out before I jump on the charts. Because that helps, we know exercising helps relieve any stress, right? So that's another reason. That's one reason why I like to exercise prior to working out, because it helps with that. And it helps, clear out all that little stress, Think about it. After you work out, for those that work out, especially double M, you're an athlete, so I know you know this. After you work out, you feel good, right? Get all that stress out, get all that brain fog out. Now we're feeling good. um, some days are good, but some days are weird. Right. And that's the repetition of it, right? That's what's constantly doing this every day, getting the reps in is going to get to a point to where every day feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like even when you have outside adversity going on just in your normal life, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still, you'll get to a point to where it'll be repetitious. It takes time. Yeah. Apply emotional detachment. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's up, Morbid? Morbid, if we say not sure if what I do is emotional, not, but when I lose or win, I always think about what I did. That's a good thing. That's a very, very, very great point. When you have a profitable trade or non-profitable trade, what also can help with your emotions is just going back and just looking at, what you could have did better or what you didn't do or what you did do. That'll also help keep the emotions down, right? That'll help keep the emotions down as well. It's a good point, Morbid Drifter. I like that. It's a good point. Great point, actually. And that is another way. Remember, we have to have what I call coping skills in trading. Coping skills meaning the emotions, the discipline, being able to cope with outside life adversity, because we all have lives outside of trading. So if we have things outside, like God forbid, death in a family, something like that, that's very emotional. That's pretty, an emotional, how would I say, event in our lives, right? Something that we can't really, it's hard to turn that off. And then you got to come and trade. Think about that. That's where the repetition, that's where, how would I say, exercising, meditation, and also reading some good books. Some good books will help you with that too. Some good books, some good trading books based on psychology. And we're going to get into some books today. You know what I'm saying? What you got Without Prejudice? Knowing anything can happen and every moment in the market is unique. 2 of the 5 fundamental truths. Absolutely. Anything can happen. Literally anything can happen. Just imagine if, I don't know about y'all, but there's been times where I've been in a trade and Trump sent out a tweet, and if I was long and he sent out, I was long one time. I was up about $800. No, it was almost 800, like maybe 7 and change. And it was, getting to my TP. It was pretty close, probably maybe 15 points off. So we'll say that's 60 ticks. And he said something about tariffs, and one candle hit my stop loss, took me out. Those are the things that we can't control. No one can say they knew when Trump was going to go up there and tweet out. So those are just the things that we deal with, unfortunately. So in that situation, don't get me wrong, I was a little like, what? And I had to catch myself, like, it is what it is. As angry as I wanted to be, I had to understand that can't do that. I didn't get angry, but I wanted to be angry. I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to be, but I did catch myself because I was doing something else, and I happened to just saw the candle drop like out the corner of my eye, and I looked over there and I'm looking at it and it just went boom. I'm talking about one candle, 1 minute, like boom. And I was like, I've been in this trade for probably 7 to 12 minutes, and one candle and in seconds took me out. And I was like, what? And then I caught myself like, hey, this is what it is. And I just was like, all right, next. Logged out, live to fight another day, and just, went on to the next day. Yep. I was on that too. Thing is, I knew better. Yeah. Because think about it. If we allow the emotions to take over us, then we can go on tilt. We don't want to go on tilt, right? You go on tilt, then guess what's going to happen? When you start revenge trading, you chasing losses, you trying to get the money back, like all the things that the market wants from us. And now we're down even more, possibly even blow the account. Think about that. Yeah. Think about that. So, unfortunately, that's the way that's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. We have to just take it as it comes. We got to take it on the chin. You got to have some strong, tough skin in this game, and just always keep that in mind. Um, so yeah, I see some of y'all, most of y'all have put clarity. I didn't see anyone put any pressure in there. That's what's up. That's good. And if you did, it's no big deal. If you're feeling pressure, it's okay to put it in there. We're not here to point fingers. It's not a right or wrong answer type situation. It's one of those things where the engagement is so we can help curve this up here. If someone was feeling pressure, I would want you to put that. So this way we can talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We can address that. So moving forward, you're not feeling pressure. You're feeling clarity. You know what I mean? That's what we want. We want to make sure when we sit down and we're getting ready to trade, we always want to be, feeling clarity. That's what's important. So yeah, that's just how we rock. I know that's easier said than done, but you have to work on that. All of us. I did at the beginning. I had to work on that because I used to let my emotions get to me. I'm a very, I'm a very free-spirited person. I'm a very passionate person, and sometimes passion can turn to emotion, right? And passion in anything is good. I'm an athlete, so on the court, when I was playing basketball, on the field when I was playing football, on the baseball diamond when I was playing baseball, like I'm very passionate. So I exerted a lot of emotion playing sports, but I had to realize that don't work in trading. So for me, I had a lot of stuff to work through. And I also learned that I was a very overzealous person. That's what trading taught me about myself. One of the things that I learned, I was very overzealous. And, I had to learn it, but I did. It just took me time. Think about it. If we're conscious of it and we're constantly working on it, we'll get there. You'll get there. Don't expect to do it all in one day, but you'll get there. You will get there. It takes time, but you will get there. Having a funded account caused me some pressure. I won't lie. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, Morbid Drifter, like we talked about on Friday, if we understand the issue that we're dealing with or the problem that we're dealing with, then we're 50%, we're winning, right? We're 50%, like, how would I say, 50% good on overcoming that issue, overcoming that problem, because we have half the battle won. That's why I say 50%. We have half the battle won. Half of that battle being won is knowing what the issue is. And the problem is the other half is what? Implementing a solution to overcome that. So that's a good thing. Definitely a really, really good thing. So it's good to know that. And that's fine. If you're feeling some pressure, man, there's nothing wrong with feeling the pressure. It's understanding that it's there. That's what the main important thing is, understanding that pressure is there. And when you understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you always will make out better. True, funded accounts are kind of intimidating. Yeah, they can be. They can be a little intimidating, but this is the thing. With funded accounts, you're spending less money than your live account, right? So imagine, for just example purposes, you can get a funded account with some prop firms for as low as like $19 if you get it like on an 80 or 90% sale, right? Now that only costs you $20. You got 25K. I'm speaking on 25K account because that's usually what it is for those. When they have the 90% off, they can run anywhere from like $16 an account. So think about it. You're spending $16, $17. You got 25K in capital to trade with. So if you blow the account, you really just lost $20, right? But you're going to be blowing. If you blew the account, you actually lost more than $20 from a dollar amount perspective, because it's a $1,500 drawdown in that 25K, right? So let's say you blew the account. That was $1,500. Bam. Now just imagine if you were in your live account. That's $1,500 out of your live account, not $20 out your pocket. So just think about that. They could be a little intimidating, but it's definitely extremely much more cost effective. That's why I like funded. That's why I like to do prop firms. You deal with rules, you deal with other things, but still, at the end of the day, if you bought 10 prop firms, it's still if you bought 10 prop firms and blew them all, it's going to be way cheaper on your pocket than if you lost that same dollar amount in your live account. So just think about that. That's why I preach that. When I started, when I started, didn't read anything as trading 8 minis, hit 9,000 target in 3 days. Then I read, and then the losses came. Ouch. Yeah, that's the other thing. You want to make sure you're reading and read all before you even buy anything. Take your time and read the rules. It's a lot of stuff there, but how you gonna play the game if you don't know the rules, right? You can't play the game effectively if you don't know the rules. So that's what's important. Make sure that you read the rules. Very important. As you do that first. Don't buy nothing until you read the rules. You want to understand how their payout structure. You want to understand like if they have end of day drawdown, um, trailing drawdown, all those things matter. Consistency rule, like all that stuff matters. So you want to keep that in mind. You definitely want to keep that in mind. But yeah, so let's talk about these books, man. I got some books. So thank y'all for chiming in on a question of the day. I appreciate all y'all. Morbid Drifter, I appreciate you. Keeping it real, man. That's what we're here for. We're here to keep it real. We're here to help each other. There's no finger pointing. There's none of that. So we are, community based on love and graciousness. Always remember that about Trade Genius, and we're all trade geniuses. That's the goal, right? So I appreciate you saying that. I really truly do. Like, just being transparent, because that's what's important. That's the only way we're going to overcome these things, is being transparent. And for those that haven't liked, let me get them free likes. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. But yeah, let's talk about some books. So, there was one book that this is actually the first book that I read since when I became a trader, and it really, really helped me a lot. And actually, let me drop I'm gonna drop the links in here for y'all, so y'all can go right to the book and make it easy, real easy for y'all. Let's get here, and yep, and let's go here, and it is Best Loser Wins. The name of this book. When someone told me about this book, I was like, what? I was like, I like the name. The name lets you know that it was real. So let me sign in. All right. So when someone told me about this book, they want me to do my two-step. What is it? All right. 766 123. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna drop this link in here for y'all for this one, just to make it easy for y'all. Boom. All right. So the link I just dropped is for this book, Best Loser Wins, by Tom Hogard. Best Loser Wins. Do you catch that title? Like, just think about that. Best Loser Wins. Right? Crazy, right? When someone told me about this book, I was like, Best Loser Wins. I immediately bought it, right? So I'm waiting for it to come out on Amazon. I got it overnight. It's $25. Hit the link. If you hit the link right there that I put in there, it'll take you right to the book. $25, paperback, get it overnight. So I'm like, so as I'm waiting for the book, right, I'm just thinking about the title. So of course I went through and I was doing some research on it. I purchased it November 2024. Oh, that's my other account y'all heard. I'm in on those. Yeah, I purchased it November 2024. So I was, let's see, where was I? I was like 8 months into my trading career at that point. Still, I was down. I was losing. I was down. I was like 20-something K down at that point. No crap. So I got this book and I was doing some reading on it, and I was like, man, set my stop loss over here. I was like, man, like, I was doing research on. I was like, best loser wins, and then I start thinking about it, and I'm like, it clicked. Like I'm like, oh yeah, best loser wins. They're talking about psychology. Got it. I'm like, okay, okay. I'm like, interesting. And then I was just like seething at the lips, like I can't wait till I get this book, man. I want to read this book. This book seems extremely interesting. And I have been doing research on the book online anyway, and everybody was talking about like the reviews of like how good the book was, and how much is just all about trading psychology and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I was just like, man. So I got the book and I read it. It's like 200 and something pages total, like right at 250, right at 250. And this guy right here, Tom Hogarth, when you read the book, this he comes from humble beginnings, man. Like this thing is crazy. Like there's gonna be things in here you're gonna read that you can relate to. Like it was this is a darn good book. So I got it, I read it. It took me. What I did was I was reading 20 pages a night, like right before I went to bed. So I'd get ready for bed, get in bed, have my book on my bedside table, and then I would just read 20 pages, 20, 25 some nights, and then shut it down. And it took me about 10 days, because on the weekend, I remember a couple of weekends I end up reading it. I end up reading like, you know what I'm saying? I end up reading like more than 20 pages. So I got it done in around 10 days. So with that said, go out, get this book. It's going to help you with your psychology. You ain't going to learn about no strategies. Like this dude right here, like I don't want to even give it away in the book. Like this dude right here is like, man, beast. Not just from a trading perspective, but from a trading psychology perspective. Like, damn good book. Damn good book. So go get it. This will definitely help you with your psychology. This definitely helped me with mine. Truly helped me with my psychology. Yeah, so that's the first book that I want to introduce to you guys. The second one is, let me drop the link for y'all. This is another good book as well. And let me say this, these books, you're not going to find no strategies in here. Just to let you know that these are not books for strategies. These are all books for psychology. So that's what you're going to find. All right, let's go here. Let me drop it for y'all so y'all could just click the link and it'll take you right there. All right. All right, so the second link I dropped is for this book right here. It's called One Good Trade. And if you see, it says Inside the Highly Competitive World of Proprietary Trading, right? Prop firms. One Good Trade. Another damn good book. This one I read. It's a little bit big. Of course, you can see it's much, much bigger. I don't remember how many pages. That a little over 300. It's a hardback. It's like $35. Come on, where can you, $35. It's worth it. It's for your trade. It's for your career. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, One Good Trade. Another darn good book. This dude, this guy actually teaches and he does a bunch of other things. I don't want to give too much away in the book because I want you guys to, you know what I'm saying? But these are another darn good book. One Good Trade. So remember, One Good Trade and Best Loser Wins. You want to work on your psychology? Get these two books. I would say read Best Loser Wins first. Read this one first. Then get this one if you're getting one at a time or whatever. If you get them both, read Best Loser Wins first. Then read One Good Trade right after. Read them in that order. I guarantee you it's going to help you with your psychology. I guarantee you you're going to come back on the live whenever you get done reading them and you're going to be like, man, that book, that Best Loser Wins was, whoo, yeah, that thing, serious. I'm talking about damn good books. So with that said, that's the two books that I wanted to share with y'all. I told y'all I had some books. And I'm serious. Like those books are amazing. If you want to work on your psychology, 25, 35, what's that? $60 with tax, something a little under $70. Come on, man. That's added to your game. And then there are books that you can go back and read. Like The Best Loser Wins. I already said that I was gonna read it again. Matter of fact, I believe Jay Royal. He's on the live in the comments. He's in the chat. I believe he read it twice. He read the book as well, and he can concur. Like, darn good book. Darn good book. So I always like to give y'all value, like I said. So now let's talk about the tip of the day. Let's see here. Let's talk about this tip of the day. I'm just looking around. I got all kind of little screens around me, so I'm just trying to check and see what's going on. All right. So tip of the day today is when you're trading, you should have a minimum of 1 to 2 risk reward. No exceptions. No exceptions. Minimum of a 1 to 2 risk reward. No exceptions. And we're going to talk about why. So just think about that. Minimum 1 to 2 R&R. We're going to talk about why. Oh, you're welcome, Walter. Anytime, brother. I'm always got to bring value, man. I'm just sharing with y'all the things that helped me, the way I was taught, all those different things that I went through on my journey. I'm sharing it with y'all because all those things helped me. So that's what I'm here for. But you're welcome, brother, anytime. And if I get it, I have another book, which is a little bit off of trading. We'll talk about that book another day. But I wanted to get these 2 books like out there right now. Best Loser Wins first. The One Good Trade, definitely want to get the book, but focus on Best Loser Wins first. Just think about that. Best Loser Wins. So I'm telling you, man, book is crazy. Book is crazy. So with that said, minimum 1 to 2 R&R, no exceptions, right? Asymmetry builds consistency. Okay, number 1. The reason why we want a minimum of 1 to 2 R&R is because with a 1 to 2 R&R, you can be wrong 50% of the time and still grow your account. Think about that. You can have 50% of your trades go against you as long as you're implementing a 1 to 2 R&R, and you can still grow your account. That sounds crazy because you would think like, well, if I'm losing 50% if I'm not losing, but if my trades are 50% of my trades are non-profitable, how am I growing my account? How can I grow that? You wouldn't think that you could. Yes, you can. That's why you always want to have a minimum of 1 to 2 R&R. Because when a trade goes against you, whatever your risk is, that's what the amount that you lost that day, right? But when you have a profitable trade, it's double the amount of your risk, right? So as long as you're doubling the amount of your risk, then there it is. Shano, yeah, took a trade, went against me. I'm one and done. Yeah, so I'm done trading for the day. I mean, I'm in on some other accounts in a different particular strategies, like my larger accounts, but like for it's like my live account over here. But for my prop firm account, yes. I'm done trading. I'm one and done. Yeah, HSS teaches 1-to-1 ratio. That's true, but this is just based on the statistics and the way you can grow your account. So I'm not knocking the 1-on-1, the 1-to-1 R&R, but a minimum of 1 to 2, that's how you eat. I'm telling you. So a poor R&R forces high win rate and pressure, right? It forces that because you have to have a high win rate if you have a poor R&R, a poor risk to reward. You have to have a higher win rate. With a 1 to 2 R&R, like as I stated, you cannot be profitable on 50% of your trades and still grow your account. And remember, every trade should justify its risk. So remember that every trade should justify its risk. And you want to measure your R&R before each entry. And I can show you how to do that. It's real simple. There's a few different ways you can do that. If you're on TradingView, let me get there. if you're on TradingView, you can use this tool right here. It's a ruler. Ruler, real simple. Click it, and wherever you click it, like if you want to measure from top to bottom, then you would click it here and drag it down, and just drag it wherever, this is going to be in the area of what you're between your entry and your stop loss. And as you can see, it tells you how many ticks it is to the right. It even gives you your percentage. It says 1 bar on the 1 minute. That you don't have to really worry about because I'm just doing 1 bar. If I click it over, that would be 2 bars, 3 bars. That doesn't really matter. You're just measuring distance. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you can keep your measurement up on that. Real simple. If you're going bullish, then you would do something like this. Excuse me. Well, if you're going bullish, you would have did top to bottom. If you're going bearish, then you would go bottom to top, and you could measure that out, and you can do the math on that. See how many ticks it is, see the percentage. You can measure it that way, real easy. So that's one of the ways you can do it. But when you've been trading for a while and you understand, like I already look, like when I place my entry and I place my stop loss, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I can calculate what my risk is. So on the trade that I was in, my risk to reward was like it was probably a little bit over 1 to 2, targeting this daily level up here. I'm good with that. As long as I'm getting 1 to 2 R&R, I'm perfectly fine with that. So, what is your R&R on your setups? Let me know in the chat. What's your R&R in your setups? Is it 1 to 2? Morbid Drifter, I know yours is 1 to 1. Is it 1 to 2, 1 to 1, 1 to 3? What is it? Just put it in the chat for me. 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 1. What is it? I want to know. Drop it in the chat for me, y'all. And y'all hit me up with some free likes. If you haven't liked 1 to 2, all you need 34% to remain profitable. Absolutely, Tariq. 2 to 1 most of the time. You mean 1 to 2? J Royal, you mean that the other way around? D Young, 1 to 1. Okay. 1 to 1 is cool. I would consider that a base hit. Please don't discuss 1 to 2. Oh, please discuss 1 to 2. Okay, I'll explain that. 1 to 1 scalping strategies, 1 to 2. 1 to 1 scalping, 1 to 2, and strategies, 1 to 6. Okay. I'm just gonna say 808, 1 to 6. Man, that's advantageous. I ain't mad at that. Good morning. 2 to 1. Gotcha. I think you mean in 1 to 2, but I understand what you mean. I understand I understand what you mean too, J Royal. 1 to 3, double M. Gotcha. Well, as long as you in scalping, anonymous trader, I like that. In scalping 1 to 1, that makes a lot of sense. I'm not a scalper, but I do understand scalping, so that makes a lot of sense if you're going to be 1 to 1 on scalping. 1 to 2 on strategies. Absolutely. I can definitely concur with that. Yes. So just to kind of go back over it, Walter. So basically, the reason why you want a 1 to 2 R&R is because with a 1 to 2 R&R, as long as you're following that risk reward on all of your trades, you can have 50% non-profitable trades and still grow your account. So let me give you an example. If you took 10 trades, right? Half of them went against you. Half of them were profitable. You exercise a 1 to 2 R&R, meaning your take profit was twice the amount of your risk. So if you risked 500 and you made 1,000, that would be a 1 to 2 R&R, risk to reward ratio. That's why we have risk is first, reward is second. The first number, 1 to 2, the first number will be your risk. The second number will be your reward. So 1 to 2 R&R. So basically you want your reward to be twice as much as your risk. With that, you can have 50% of those of your trades go against you and still be profitable and still grow your account. Because remember, on the 50% of trades that were non-profitable, That was your one, right? Your profitable trades, you were double your risk. So on the profitable trades, you're making your risk and you're making your risk twice, so to speak. You're making the amount of your risk twice, right? So if you take two trades, we'll just do two trades. One trade went against you. One trade was profitable. If your risk was 500, and on a one trade, you lost 500. But on a one trade that was profitable, you made 1,000. That's the 1 to 2. Guess what? You made your risk back and an extra 500. So with two trades, we'll just go with two trades. First trade, you lost 500 because that was your risk. Second trade, you made 1,000. So you made the $500 back that you initially lost on the first trade and an extra 500. So you're up $500. So that's the numbers game with trading. You can have a 1 to 2 R&R and still be profitable. If you were not profitable on 50% of your trades, you can still grow your account. That's why we stress a minimum of 1 to 2. Like I said, a minimum of 1 to 2. Anything more than that is amazing. If you can get 1 to 3, you're killing it. 1 to 6, 1 to 5, at least a minimum of 1 to 2. That's what you always want to have, a minimum of 1 to 2. So just keep that in mind. It's very, very important. A minimum of 1 to 2. That you can still grow your account with losing 50% of your trades. So let's think about something. Now we're talking about strategy. If you have a strategy with a win rate of 60% because you've back tested it going back 3 years, and then you forward tested it and you compile all of that data, and through your data shows you that you have a 60% win rate. Think about it. With a 1 to 2 R&R, you're killing it. Because with a 60% win rate, that means every 10 trades, you're 4 going against you, 6 you're profitable on. And with a 1 to 2 R&R, you're going to grow your account as long as you're maintaining that 1 to 2 risk to reward. That's why that's very important. Remember, we're playing a numbers game here. So keep that in mind when you're taking entries. My bad, I meant 1 to 4. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you, 808. Still early here. Still early here in Hawaii. That's what's up. Yeah, no, I trust me, I understood what you meant. Absolutely. I think I could be trading the wrong strategy. At least that is how I feel. Lately, not sure if that is normal or not. Let me say this. The HSS, that's a good strategy for scalping. And it's a strategy that wins because we have coaches and one of our founders, Juvier, that's actually that HSS is his strategy. And Euphoria, Coach Euphoria and TF Discord, that's the only strategy he trades. He swears by that strategy, but he's good at it. You know what I'm saying? So however he trades it, like he's killing it. Now, maybe that strategy, Morbid Drifter, just don't speak to your personality. That's why I'm not a scalper. Scalping doesn't speak to my personality. I'm a very strategic type thinker. I'm never all the way in, all the way out. I'm very passionate. Some other characteristics about my personality. I like structure. I like organization. I like things to be clean around me. You know what I mean? That's just who I am. So scalping to me, it just doesn't fit my personality. Like in and out, in and out, in and out, in trade, out trade. And then you have to trade, you have to take multiple trades. What I like is I like strategy because it speaks to my personality, right? It's more clean for me, just in my mind. It's more cleaner than scalping because I don't have to go in and out, in and out, in and out. I like to set my strategy. Catch my strategy, get my setup, place my entry. Once I get tapped in, stop loss, take profit, and then I like to lean back and let my strategy do its thing. So for me, that's what works better for my personality. So maybe Morbid Drifter, maybe scalping is just not speaks to your personality. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that because the strategies that I chose were strategies that spoke to my personality. Now, when you're first getting into trading, those are things you don't understand. I tried scalping. Immediately, I didn't like it because of the in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, like in and out, in and out, in and out. Like, I wasn't really feeling it. Just wasn't. Just wasn't really feeling it. I just wasn't. So I ended up finding a strategy, um, some strategies that spoke to my personality, and you know, that was the ones that I learned. And then when I back tested them, see, this is another thing too. That's why back testing is so important. Because when you're back testing these strategies, that's going to also let you know if you like it, if you like the strategy. Yeah, you're back testing it because you're testing it, but also too, the repetition of it is going to let you know, like, man, I like this strategy or I don't like this strategy. You know what I mean? And the like is not based upon um, how well the strategy is doing. Of course, if the strategy is doing well, of course, we're going to like it because we know we're going to make money, right? But you should also like it based on its characteristics and based on personality. Like you want to pair with that strategy, you know, from a personality perspective, because those are the things that are going to keep you, keep you emotionally stable, right? And yeah, yeah, absolutely. What Morbid Drifter, Without Prejudice is telling you. Yep. Keep soaking this up. Knowledge put in the work. Keep knocking on that door, and it will be open. Absolutely, man. Don't get discouraged or none of that. We all have to figure it out, right? You're new to trading. I know where you are. I've been there. All this information coming at you, it's overwhelming. Just don't let it overwhelm you. Um, just keep that in mind, as well as um, you don't want to. This is another thing too. You want to be careful of. You don't want to strategy hop. So to prevent yourself from hopping, when you find a strategy, make sure you back test it and demo trade it. And then you'll see after that point, going back 3 years on the back testing, doing at least 2 to 3 months on the demo trading or paper trading. Now, don't get this thing in your mind where, well, I want to make money. Well, you can't make money if you ain't got the strategy down and you ain't got your psychology and all these other things intact, right? So rushing to make money is not going to help you if you don't have all these other things, solidified. So with that said, focus on your back testing and your demo trading. At that point, you'll learn if you really truly like the strategy or not from a personality perspective. And if you don't, then guess what? It's no harm, no foul, because you didn't bring that strategy to the live market. Jump on another strategy and trade that one and see, and back test and demo trade. Back test going back 3 years on another strategy if you decide to try another one. Demo trade it for another 2 to 3 months, and then see if you like that strategy from a personality perspective. And then if you do, then you may have found something that locks in with your personality, and then you run it. But before you bring a strategy to the live market, just make sure you have all those things intact. You back tested it, you demo traded, and it's something that speaks to your personality. That's what's really, really good. I do great on back testing and a demo trading, but when I apply it to my funded accounts, I'm positive in one account and in the whole on the second account. All I can say is that's normal. As crazy as it may sound, that's normal because you're new to this. So just think about this. Let's use Juvier as an example, right? We know this guy has made millions of dollars. Shout out to Juvier, made millions of dollars of trading, right? But he'll tell you, the beginning of his trading career was ugly. He lost like 40 bands in the first week. He was on a live account. He wasn't even doing no prop firms. He just took some bread, threw it in a live account, and then went to trading. He lost 40 bands in a week or 2 weeks, something like that. 40 bands. So it took him, I believe, 2 to 3 years to be 3 years to become profitable. 3 years. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take us 3 years, because think about it. Juvier didn't have a Juvier. Juvier didn't have a TEF Discord. Juvier didn't have an inner circle. Juvier didn't have some of the coaches that we have. So with all of that said, he was just trying to figure it out. For us, we're blessed enough that we have all these resources. We have, these Discord channels to tap into. We have these live streams going on. We have a bunch of stuff, that can help us. So that helps close our learning curve, and basically we get to learn from their mistakes. So all those, a lot of Juvier's videos, like I know he trades, he does trade HSS, but he also trades supply demand. Maybe try that strategy. So just don't get discouraged. Whatever it is, don't get discouraged. And it's okay to try another strategy. Just don't be strategy hopping in the live market. Just don't do that, because that is never going to be good. Like, go back, test it, demo trade it, and then see if that strategy not only works for you from how the strategy works, the win rate, all of that stuff based on your historical and your previous analysis, as well as your personality. Do you have PDFs for your strat? And yeah, Kick Rocks. Kick Rocks. DM me, and then we can go over that. Let me see here. Please discuss trading micros versus minis. What are the pros and cons and differences, if any, in profits? Okay. So micros and minis. The reason why I like to trade micros, because micros, remember, one micro is 1/10 of one mini. So if a mini is $1,000, then a micro is like 100. It may seem like a small amount, but the reason why I like to trade micros is because micros keeps my account safe. I trade 5 micros, sometimes 6 if I'm going to leave a runner. I'll trade 6 and I'll trim my position, trim 5 of those contracts. I'll bank those at a particular price point, and then I'll let like 1 micro runner run, right? So the pros to trading to me, there are no cons to trading micros. Literally, there are no cons. The pros to trading micros are lower leverage. Lower leverage, that means lower risk. That means your accounts are safe. You ain't got to worry about blowing your accounts up. And from when you're first trading from an emotional perspective, it's different if you're seeing $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 versus 8, 12, 16, because with minis, it can, like if I was trading minis on a trade that just went against me, I definitely would have been down probably about $3,000 versus 1,100. So think about that from my account perspective, right? Can our accounts really, really be taking $3,000 hits? Not if you're trading prop firms. Not even in your live account. In your live account, if you had 10 bands in your live account and you just lost 3, that's 1/3 of your account. It's like 30%, like 33 and a little less than, yes, it's 30%. It's exactly 30%, right? That's not good. So I don't like trading minis because a couple of things. For me, with these prop firm accounts, it's over leveraging. In my opinion, it's over leveraging. I'm over leveraging. 2, my risk is not good. I'm not exercising good risk management. And trading anything more than 2 minis, in my opinion, that's just crazy. Just imagine how quick that's moving. Yeah, when you're making profits, it looks good, but forget the profit. Think about your capital, protecting your capital. That thing goes against you trading 2 minis, man, you're down 4 bands like that quick. You're like, man, like really quick. Like the candle don't even have to go far. You could be down 4 bands. That's not a good look at all. So I never even encourage anything over 1 mini. And I don't even like trading minis at all anyway. So what also the micros do for you, if you trade 5 micros, right? If you're trading, let's not say 5 micros. If you're trading micros, right? And you look at this trade, right? And you're like, you know what? The risk is real big. Like, the risk is huge on this one. So guess what? Instead of trading 5, I'm just going to trade like 2 or 3 or even 1. I can still get in the trade. I can still make some money. Yeah, the money may come slow. It's going to be slower because it's lower leverage. So, it's micros, but your risk, we're talking about risk. Your risk ain't crazy. So you can control that when you're trading micros. You can't control that when you're trading minis because one mini is 1 mini. You can't go anything less when you're trading minis. So the micros allow you can play with that. On this trade, because the risk is small, you might go 5 micros. For me, that's how I would do it. And if the risk is big, then I'll drop down to 3 or 2. But at least I still can get in the trade. I can still exercise discipline, proper risk management. I'm not over leveraging. And I can still, make a little bit of money and not have to worry about my accounts taking big hits, because that's what's important, is my accounts not taking big hits. So what? That's protecting our capital. We live to trade another day. That's what we always want to remember. is that we live to trade another day, period. So the micros allow me to do that. So that's why I said for me, there's no cons in micros. You know what I mean? Right. And with, as Serena said, with micros, you can take profits along the way. Let's say you're in a trade, right? And let's say you're in on 5 micros. You're in 5 micros, right? As a trade is going up, let's say you just made a couple $100, you can bank 2 of those contracts. Put that money away. Now you're in on 3 micros. It goes up a little bit more, maybe 200-300 more bucks. You can bank 2 more. Now you got 4 contracts banked and you still got 1 contract in. So that means that you got guaranteed money already put away with micros. You can bank, like Serena said, you can take profits along the way. I'm saying bank them. Same thing, taking profits, bank them. That's money. Once you take profits, that's money is there. You can't lose that now. So that's one of the powers and pros of trading micros. You have a lot of control, period. So minis, I don't trade minis. There's a strategy like my everyday intraday trading, I'm a micro trader, this and that and this, but there are some strategies where a mini is good to trade. But if you're going to trade a mini, make sure you have a large account, at least 150K, 100K. Why? Because for one, you want to make sure you have a lot of drawdown, because that one mini is gone. I'm telling you that when you demo trading it, just go look at it. When you're demo trading it, this is the way my mentor told me. When you're demo trading, get in the trade on 2 minis and see how quick that thing moves. I'm telling you, it's insane. It's insane. Trade minis just to play with it, just so you can get a feel of how it moves. It's not, you're not losing anything. It's a demo account, paper trading account, so your accounts are safe. But it's good to get that feel and that understand, so you can get the visual and see how that thing moves. I'm telling you. When I started, I was like, whoa, like this thing is moving. 1 mini was moving. 2 minis, it was like, I'm like, I see why micros are good. And I just stay with micros. And that's what I've been trading. And I love it. What's that, anonymous trader? Demonstrate what? What's that? Talk to me. Taking profits along the way. I'm assuming that's what you might be speaking of. Taking profits along the way. If that's what you're speaking of, yeah, I can definitely demonstrate that. Actually, that'd be a good thing. That'd be a good way to make a video. Mini ticks are super fast and you have less actual ticks. You have the same ticks that you would trading micros. The only difference is, like you said, is fast, because price is moving fast. Remember, every tick in a mini is $5. Of course, there's 4 ticks in 1 point, right? So each point is worth $20, right? So just think, ticks are $5. In micros, 1 tick is 50 cents. Because remember, micros are 1/10 of a mini. So 1 tick is 50 cents and 1 point is $2. Come on, man, that's doable. That's manageable. That's manageable. So if you're trading, when I'm trading 5 micros, I'm basically trading half of a mini, right? Because now each tick on 5 micros is $2.50. Each point is $10. That's still doable. And if you even want to drop down to, like I said, 1 micro, 2 micros, 3 micros, you have that flexibility. You do not have that in minis. Depending on my trading plan, after taking profits, I move stop loss to break-even +1 to secure profits that I already made. Yes. Yeah. And anonymous trader, yes. Gotcha. But yes, as Serena stated, you see what she said right there in the comments? Depending on my trading plan, after taking profits, I move my stop loss to break-even +1 to secure the profits that she's already made. And then whatever she has left in the trade, if it comes against her, she's not tripping because it's above break even. Her stop loss is above her entry, which is above break even. And if it comes to get her, it ain't a loss. is just a minimal amount on that last one or two contracts with micro contracts that she's in. Most of the time it's probably one, because she's going to secure all of that. You know, she's going to bank all that. And that's like how I like to trade as well, because that's safer, right? We're just trying to get base hits. We're not trying to hit a home run every time we come up the plate. Just want to get base hits. We just want to get on base. We're going to hit home runs sometimes. Trust me, the home runs will be there. But the idea is when we come to when we're in a trade, we're not looking for the home run. We take the base hit and keep it pushing. Yeah, the base hits, we eating off the base hits. Going back to what I said a couple episodes ago, slow and steady. Slow and steady. That's how you build your account. Slow and steady. Going slow and steady. And just build it up. Micros allow you to do that. So I encourage everyone to trade micros. Now, when you become an experienced trader, that's different. You're experienced now. You got all these things worked out. Your psychology, your discipline, you understand your strategy very well. You understand your leverage, your risk to reward. Like all those things now come into play because you've been doing this for a while. And then if you're trading minis, then that's something different. Like my coach and mentor, he don't trade micros. He trades minis. But you know what he told me? Because I was learning, hey man, trade them micros, bro. Trade them micros. Leave the minis alone. But what he did tell me is when you're demo trading, just so you can see, get in a demo trade with one mini, two minis, three minis, whatever, just to see how it moves. Man, that thing was scary. Because I'm thinking about when it goes against me. I wasn't thinking about the profit. I'm like, man, when this thing goes against you, you'll blow an account like that. Like very, very quickly. So I was like, I see why he says micros. And I'm always that guy where my personality is, let me dip my toe in the water. Like I'm never just going to jump out there. Let me just dip my toe in the water and see how, let me check the temperature of, whatever it is I'm dealing with. So the micros was just way more pleasing to me. And at that time I was trading 25K accounts. My drawdown was only $1,500. Why would I trade a mini on something like that? Why? Yes. Yes, Morbid Drifter. I am a limit order trader. I'm not a market order trader. Market order meaning you automatically hit sell or buy, and you're just getting in at whatever the price is. That's a market order, meaning you're getting it at market price at that moment. Being a limit order trader, I wasn't a limit order trader initially, something that I was taught, and it took me some time to transition into. But when I start understanding how the strategies work, becoming a limit order trader was just more advantageous for the strategies that I trade because that's pretty much how the strategies work. And with that said, the limit orders allow you to get into a trade at the price point that you want. So you set your limit order, and as you saw, and you wait for price to come tap you in, and then now you're in that trade at that price. There will be some little slippage here and there. You may get in hypothetically at like 25,500. And then when price taps you in, it may be like at 25, 502, 503. That just happens. It's slippage. It's nothing we could do about that. There's absolutely nothing we can do about that. There's no way to overcome that as far as like getting it right on point. Sometimes it'll be right at your price point. Sometimes it'll be a little bit higher, or even sometimes a little bit lower. Just it is what it is, man. That's just something that we can't. That's one of the things we just can't control. We got to live with that part. And does that really mess with anything? Not, because it's only a couple of points, which it could be like 8 ticks, doesn't really mess with anything. 8 ticks is 8 ticks. You know what I'm saying? So at the most, if you're trading minis, for me, with my 5 micros, just to give you a dollar amount example, 8 ticks, 2 points, that would be what? That'd be $5 on 2 points, 8 ticks. That would be $5. So that'll be the difference. Is that really affecting my trade? No. Is it really, really affecting my risk reward? No. That would just be, either $5 extra or $5 less, depending on where the slippage was. If the slippage went below where I initially had my limit order, or if it went above, depending on if it's a buy or sell. So that's really all that you're dealing with. I mean, is this something to really be concerned about? It's not concerning. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, and like I said, limit orders for me are just, limit orders where it's at, man. Like limit orders are just where it's at. Like, period. limit orders are where it's at. I love my limit orders now. I love trading my micros, and like I said, those things keep my account safe. And I live to trade another day. So let's jump back to the charts, because I see now we're getting the bullish price action that we initially were looking for. So as you see, let's get there. As you see, I'm gonna go to the 5 minute just to keep the candles closer so we can get a better view. So where were we? We were here. Yep, this is our 630 candle right here. So yeah, so look, price came down. Basically, it just was wicking into this fair value gap. Let me move my, price was, get this a little closer so y'all can see. As you can see, price pretty much wicked around into this fair value gap right here, and then finally took off. So it is what it is. Nothing we can do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, someone could be like, well, you could have re-entered. That's true. If I had took like a smaller loss, like 300, I wouldn't have mind 400. I wouldn't have mind re-entering, but because my loss was like 11, I didn't want to re-enter, because remember, we have no more control. We have no control once we enter the trade, right? So with that said, I didn't want that to possibly be two bands. Now, see, my accounts can be taken. If I'd have got a 2-band hit, my accounts are nowhere near close to being blown, but still, that would have dropped my amount way down, my account balance way down. And to me, that's just not really a good look. Don't really truly need to, how would I say, don't need to do that. So with that said, that's why I just logged out and I was good. So let's see here. Okay, so I'm in this trade also on my live account. I'm working on being able to show both accounts. I'm trading on one computer, and then I also have a gaming laptop that I'm trading on as well. So I'm working on being able to bring this gaming laptop into the production so I can show both. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I can get that taken care of. I'm working on it. It's a way that you can get it done. I'm working with a friend of mine that's showing me how to do it. So, but yeah, let's see here. Would you say, Serena? Yeah, filling the gap. Absolutely. Yeah, it's filling that gap. Let me scrunch this down some. Yep. Definitely filling the gap. Look at that. Well, it's almost to CE of this fair value gap. CE, Charlie Echo. That means CE means consequent encroachment. Consequent encroachment. It's just a fancy word. Not fancy word, but it's a fancy way of saying the middle of a fair value gap. So price is almost at CE. If you look here, price here, that white line across. This is the fair value gap I'm speaking of, from this candle to hold on one sec. Yeah, so in between these candles here, we have this fair value gap. So price is almost at CE, which is consequent encroachment, which just means the exact middle of a fair value gap. So, and then also too, price is trying to fill, as you can see, price is almost at CE of this huge gap right here, which is, there's a fair value gap in there as well. But This is the overnight opening gap. And remember how I stated that there are times where price will fill that gap immediately that night or immediately within that session. If it fills it, it would be within the session of today, because this was overnight price action, right? Yes. Market opened on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, but this is overnight, right? Overnight. So we're still in the same trading day session for all the trading sessions, even though New York opened up at 6:30, which was somewhere around here, somewhere right in there. Our open was right in here. So New York open. All of this behind it is Australia, Asia, and London. So, but yeah, so prices looks like it's trying to fill this gap. So we'll see. We'll see what we get. But yeah, hey, I'm still thinking about my trade earlier. So in my mind, I'm thinking about what could I have done better on that trade, right? So we'll talk about it. What could I have done better? This is where I get this 6:30 candle. The gap was formed right here, between that candle and this one. Let me open this up for y'all so you can see it. All right, so this is our opening candle right here, 6:30. We made market structure shift. The bottom of this candle and the top of this candle created a fair value gap. I placed my limit order right at the top of the gap because I'm looking for buys. And what could I have done better? Actually, on this trade, nothing. My bias was correct. As you can see, price went bullish, but price came back to, it came down and wicked into, when we go to the 5-minute, there was a fair value gap there, right here. And price just came down and wicked into that. Hey, as you can see, it was holding. You know what I'm saying? And then it was holding in this area all day before pre-market. And then market opened here. And it actually dipped below that. So one of the reasons why I have my stop loss here is because that is the way the strategy works. But also, too, I felt it was safe because I had seen all this consolidation in this area, which was above these previous swing lows. So I was like, okay, that also coincides with my stop loss based on my strategy and for the probability, right? So I had a pretty high that was a high probability trade. Just went against me. It's the way that it goes. That's trading. No big deal. You know what I'm saying? We live to fight another day. I logged out my accounts and I'm good. Now my live account, a little bit different. And I can't wait. I'll be working on that today. I got all my little wires and little capture card and stuff I need to try to bring this into, bring my other laptop and screens into the production. So this way I can screen share over there and then I can show those as well. And my live accounts, I trade my live accounts a little bit different than I trade my my prop firm accounts, because live accounts are totally different than that. Yes. So with that said, yeah, that was my take on that. There's nothing I could have done better in this trade. I followed my rules. I followed the strat setup. I let it set up. I didn't jump in too soon. I got everything that I needed from when once market opened to give me my strategy setup. I took it and it went against me. No harm, no foul. Nothing I can do about that. So with that said, I know that there's nothing I could have done better. If there was, then I would have definitely be like afterwards. I always mark up. I like to mark up my chart with what happened. But also too, I've been journaling. I also write in journal too. Sometimes I'll do it on my chart, but for sure to be in my journal. So usually when I get off the production, when we get off the live and I'm done, I'll go and I'll write down. But there's really nothing that I could have done better. And if there was, I would recognize that and be like, okay, I could have did this better. I could have did that better. I should have waited based on what price was doing to the left of me would have let me know that, you know what I'm saying? I could have did this or did that, whatever that is. So I'm happy with the choice that I made, and I'm living with the choice that I made, because once I set my limit order and stop loss and take profit, like, I live with it. I live with the results. You take the trade and you live with the results. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, man, y'all have anything for me? So live account is one that you put in as your own money. Yes. Live account is, when you say live, well, it could be two different ways. You can have a live account and a prop firm account as well. They have a thing called live accounts, but I'm speaking of exactly what you say, an account where I have my own money. Yes. Yes. So, with that said, yeah. Let's see here. I entered long last night in training off of a strong support zone, rejection, and targeted the 8% line. Looks like it will play out. That's what's up. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, I'm also looking for price to fill the gap, as we were talking about. Let me jump to the 5 minutes so we don't have all these extra candles. We can see a better wide view. Definitely to fill this gap and get back above the 8% line. Because remember, we're at war, right? We're dealing with gas prices, oil prices, all that kind of stuff's going on right now, right? Video banking contracts along the way when you get time. Got you, anonymous trader. Done. Absolutely. It's funny you say that. That's a video that I'm going to be working on. We're going to be working on. That's one on the list. I got one coming out. I think it should be out in the next day or two. I already shot it. Just waiting on my team to, to edit it up and get it out. But I shot one. But yeah, that is for sure. I got you on that, anonymous trader. That's already on the list, because that's something good for everyone to see on how to, take partials along the way. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, we have to remember a lot of this is news influenced, right? It's manipulated because of news, right? Because of the war. So we're dealing with gas prices, we're dealing with oil prices. So this gap down was only kind of expected with everything going on. It just was expected. Remember, we're at war. It's different. Now, if we weren't at war, I probably only 90%, can't be 100%, but I'll say 99.999% sure that we wouldn't have had this huge gap down like this if we were not at war, based on that news. Because remember, all those news, all that type of news and current events drive the market. So, but look like prices recovering, right? It's recovering. So we'll see. We'll see what we got. Who ended the day green today? Who ended the day green today? Let me know. I want to know who ended the day green today. Who ended the day green? Let me know in the chat who ended the day green today. Or if you didn't take a trade, say, let me know. What war? Morbid Drifter, I know you're kidding, right? United States is at war, right, with Iran. Broke a rule or two, but ended up green. Nice. You broke a rule. I'm interested to know, what rule did you break? Let me know. What rule did you break, brother? No trades today. Nice. Green from last night's trade. Nice. Yeah, we Serena, you and I, we took a graze wound today. Moved my stop loss. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. We talked about not widening your stops. Broke a rule or two. What was it? You broke one rule or two. Didn't take one today. Didn't like the setup. I like that, D Young. Respect on that. You ain't like the setup, don't take it. I'll tell anybody that. That's what's up, Matthew. No trades today, Double M. That's what's up. Guess what? If you didn't take a trade today, guess what? Your accounts are safe. You're good. Out at 100. That's what's up, Raider 40. If you didn't take a trade today, that's not a bad thing. Your accounts are safe. If you didn't like your setup and you didn't take it, you exercise discipline. That's a win in itself. That's better than profit, because the discipline is what's going to take you further along in your trading career, right? Not the profits. You need the discipline to get to those profits. So if you didn't like your setup, D Young, that's what's up. That's what's up. If you didn't like your setup, hey, man, kudos, and I commend that. Because if you don't like your setup, don't take. That means you didn't FOMO, you didn't force anything. You exercise discipline, professional acumen. You're treating trading as a business, right? That's what's important. So that right there is a win in itself. Same thing with you, double M. You said no trades today. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Guess what? We shouldn't be trading every day. We shouldn't be trading every day. It is what it is. So all that's great. What we got? Oh, Taylor Pruitt, no trades today. That's what's up. J. Rowe, we got to start breaking rules. Even though you got green today, we got to, come on, man. Can't be moving your stop loss, bro. Like you got to, unless, I mean, I don't know what, I don't, took another trade to make the money back. You are tracing losses. Ooh, you know better than that. Come on, man. You know we don't chase losses. But I'm glad that you ended the day green. That I am glad of. It's just, we can't be breaking rules and we can't be, you know. You already know. You already know. Got in with you, but had a small risk on 2 micros. That's what's up. Anonymous trader, that's smart. 2 micros, smart. That means if your risk was small, that means you know what I'm saying? Your account didn't take a lot of hit. That was smart. That was smart. That was smart. What would Without Prejudice say? Oh, last night. Look, yeah, 100%. Yep, absolutely. Up 499. That's what's up, Justice. That's what's up. Justice for all. That's what's up. I love it. I love it. We up. To be honest, my whole goal is to end in the green. Absolutely. Everyone's goal is that. But always remember, too, we're going to have red days. The way that it is. We're going to have red days. And there's nothing we can do about that. It's okay. Remember, red days are a business expense. Keep that in mind. I can't stress that more. Red days are a business expense and nothing more than that. They are a business expense. Remember, trading is our business. And like today, I paid some bills. That's how I look at it. I paid some bills. I bought some toilet paper for my business. I paid for some marketing. I got my windows cleaned. I changed my labels on my products. However you want to, whatever kind of business expense you can come up with. You know what I mean? It was a business expense. Nah, red days aren't evil, brother. Nah. Remember, keep the emotion out. They're not evil. They are a part of doing business. Just remember that. They are a part of doing business. Let's get that psyche down right. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to look at it as being evil or nothing like that. Even though I know we don't like it, but at the end of the day, today wasn't an evil day for me. I paid some bills today. Yeah, but who likes paying bills? I know. Got you. Absolutely. But right. From a business perspective. Absolutely, Morbid Drifter. From a business perspective. But yeah, I know you're just joking around, but yeah. But from a business perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey. But I have to go. So, okay, Double M, be good, brother. Catch you tomorrow, man. Same time, same Tradegheenyuz channel. But hey, man, I appreciate all y'all tapping in. If you haven't liked, shoot me some of them free likes. Subscribe to the channel. We ended the day red today. No big deal. We pay some bills. It is what it is, and our accounts live to fight another day. For everyone that did not take a trade, kudos to you guys. Your accounts are safe. Your capital, you protected your capital. You exercised discipline. You didn't FOMO. You didn't chase anything. That's what's up. That's a win in itself right there. And everyone who else ended green, man, that's what's up. I'm happy for y'all, honestly, wholeheartedly. So with that said, man, thanks for tuning in today. Remember, go get those books. Best Loser Wins. Read this one first. One Good Trade. Read this one second. But you want to focus on this book. Out of those 2 books, this is the most powerful one, even though the other book is just as good. But this is the most powerful of the 2 books that I shared with you guys today. Get this book first and read it. Read it twice. Like, seriously. I can't like more than once. So, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you Without Prejudice. Let me, That's for Without Prejudice. Appreciate you, my guy. Thanks. That just helps support the channel, bro. That helps, with the resources and stuff like that. Once again, I appreciate y'all as always. Let's if you did make money today, Justice for All, and I forgot whoever else was green today. Close your charts. Done for the day. Don't go back into the market. Don't give it back. You know what I'm saying? Like one and done, right? Either way, profitable or not, one and done. So you made your bread, shut the charts down, let the market know I ain't giving you nothing back. I'm being straight stingy with my profits, and I'm about to go on, with the rest of my day. But thank you, man, for y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all as always. All of us are trade geniuses in here. So let's have a great productive day in our lives outside of trading. And let's be ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. And let's, run it up tomorrow. We got another opportunity. With that said, like I said, thanks for tuning in. I love y'all. Shout out to our co-founders, Juvier, Scalp God, my brothers. Love y'all. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And y'all have a blessed one, man. Thanks for tuning in as always. Love y'all. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. For real.